Alrighty, welcome guys, looks like we're live. Be getting started in a minute or so. Alright, looks like it is 7:30. It is time to start building again, so welcome guys. Black 6 here still, building the LEGO Creator Expert Aston Martin DB5 set 10262. We started last night, got through the first set of bags, and started on the second. Here's what we have ended up with. Doesn't quite look like a fancy car yet, but it does look like a car. You can see where the tires are going to go. We do have the ejection seat mechanism. So that was a pretty interesting and fun build, and I look forward to continuing that. Also have whatever this mechanism is going to be for. So hopefully we'll build that tonight. You can see what that does. And then we have the gear shift that's also going to be doing something. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Let's figure out what comes next. Hope everyone had a great Saturday. I know most of mine was spent doing demolition in my bathroom, starting a total renovation on that, so it is now a very empty former bathroom. And all that's left in there is the tub standing on its end. So very successful in that regard. I feel like my body is going to remind me tomorrow that, hey, that was like a lot like work. That's okay, because for now we got Lego to play with. So that's kind of interesting. So we just built two of these little assemblies, just some plates and a tile and some plates with bars. But in our Aston Martin, there's these two clips we put in there. And so now we're putting this on its side with the clips. And once that is in there, that's not going anywhere. That is like pretty much wedged into place. It's not gonna, so even though it's clipped in, it can't move at all. And I guess what it does is it gives us a bar facing up. It's kind of an interesting technique to do that. I feel like there must be other ways that they could have done that, but I guess this one has a reason. I have to see what that is exactly. looks like we're making the rear light assembly. So for the tail lights and blinkers and such. So I feel like it's kind of interesting that our tail light assembly uses 2 round tiles and then a 1x1 round plate that is anti-stud out. And then these guys pop into here. Doing some internal structure by our shifter mechanism over here. And then we're also taking these wheel arches and filling these in with these fairly more of a recent piece, this 1x2 rounded curve slope. Stacking those all along here. Well, it looks like our next step, we're gonna get our first sticker of the build. So let's check out that first sticker. So this is, looks like it's going to be part of the dashboard here. So it looks like it's some sort of like GPS mapping system sort of thing, tracking device. Got a map, got some lights. Sure it'll help James Bond find all the evildoers, whoever did evil do. Goes in there, and it does have a little gear, so I assume that it's normally like that with the grills out, so it looks like the vents in the middle of the console, and you turn the gear and then the GPS tracker comes out. So it's one of those little hidden gadgets that James Bond has in his Aston Martin. So here's another cool technique. So we've got this 1x4 fence piece, and each of those openings in the kind of lattice on the fence actually will fit a stud. So for our dashboard here, we're taking it, flipping it like that, and popping it in place. And so now it can't go too far down, but it can still go up. So it's pretty neat. The other thing looks like we're doing in this step is adding the steering wheel. Of course, that goes on the right, since it's a British car, right-hand drive. All right, now we get to build the driver's seat, the non-ejecting seat, I guess we can call it. So not quite sure. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of similarities between this and the seat that ejects. I'm not quite sure what those might be, so we'll just have to build these one at a time. Be boring. So kind of the shape of the seat seems pretty similar to like the Mini Cooper and the Volkswagen Beetle and the Mustang. They really like using these kind of ribbed bricks from back in the Wild West days to give it some nice texture. so there is our finished seat. It's nice and simple. It's got a 1x2 plate with a bar there, which if you look in here, you can see we got 2 clips. So this just, hopefully, if I line up right, pops right in. And that is pretty sturdy. It wiggles a little bit, but that's generally speaking not going to go anywhere. Alright, and now, instead of building the ejector seat, it looks like we're going to be building the door, the driver's side door. So, my guess would be that after this, then we'll build the ejector seat, followed by the passenger side door. Time for another sticker. This time, the little DB5 logo. Just goes on the edge of that brick. Oh yeah, we probably really can't build both of the doors at the same time, because I believe this one has a secret compartment in it, if we remember right from the box yesterday. So you can see in the side of the door here, we've got a snot brick, and then we've got this bar attached by clips. And so we're going to be building something in there. Hopefully something pretty cool. And yeah, there goes our telephone being installed. attach very well. See, one thing about like these 1x4, 1x2 curve bricks is that their curve matches this guy who's been around for eons. So that can pop in there. I got a nice smooth curve all along the edge. Alright, and there's our secret panel. Just used a 1x4, that was like 2 brick tall wall piece. That pops open, revealing the super secret phone. Except now all of you know about it. I think that means James Bond has to kill you now. Pretty sure that's how it works, right? Finishing off the back edge of the door there, some lovely quarter circle tiles. And so now, because we had this little Technic thingy we made, and based on the Ford Mustang, that is to keep the door from opening too much. So you can see there, that little contraption is folded up, and so then when you open it, eventually it stops, so you can only open the door so far. Oop. There's a little bit of a gap here, but there needs to be some gap in order for the door to actually open, so it's kind of unavoidable, but it does detract maybe a little bit from the looks. So it looks like we're not doing the ejector seat, we're going right to the other door. Which, right off the bat, has a fairly different design just because it doesn't have to worry about the secret phone compartment. Making this door build a lot easier. It's also kind of interesting that as a result of having the secret phone in the one door, that both doors have to be like 2 bricks thick, which is a lot thicker than they usually make them. Usually trying to keep them, 1 brick thick. One thing I like about this door compared to the other one is that they can keep the color scheme nice and consistent with the kind of black and light gray stripes. I think it looks pretty sharp. But yeah, otherwise, pretty much works just the same. Just with less secret phone. All right, now it looks like we're still avoiding doing the ejector seat. That's kind of a bummer. I was looking forward to that. Mainly so I can just keep ejecting it and watch what happens. Hey there, Aaron. Man, up late 2 nights in a row. Appreciate you coming by for the stream. Starting to move into the front of the car. I think the back is looking pretty fleshed out. I mean, obviously you need to finish the trunk, but from a body perspective, it's definitely looking pretty car-like. And yeah, we're actually, looks like we're gonna be finishing up our number 2 bags pretty soon. So I think we'll definitely break open number 3 tonight. So we just built this little contraption. I'm assuming that these clips here are going to end up holding the windshield in place at an angle or something like that. Because where it's going in the middle here is not really something you can see from the inside. Although we can still flip our little tracker there. Boop. Boop. Alright, so we're using up some of the last of these ribbed bricks. So I guess we're not doing the ejector seat in bag 2. So hopefully we get there in bag 3. Interesting. Alright, so we're gonna Had to see what goes into these clips. And I think that's going to be it for bag 2. Not quite sure what this is or how it's going to be used in the final build. It's going to be a little interesting, I think. Alright, so this is what we just built. It's got 3 of these plates with bars on the top and 2 on the bottom. And we've got this little Technic axle with no friction sticking out. And so you can see we got the 4 clips up here and 2 down there. And this is just going to go into all of those. And that just kind of holds that in place there at this angle. But like that, maybe it's just kind of like an interior detail for the engine compartment. When we get to that, I'm kind of curious as to what that axle there is going to be for. If that's for like a play feature, or if it's just going to be some sort of detail. I think that might have been it for bag 2. Yep. All right. We're at a half hour in, so we'll definitely be opening up bag 3 now and build out of bag 3 for another half hour or so. And hopefully that should put us in a good spot to wrap things up tomorrow night. Alright, yeah, so looking at the little picture over here, that shows what we do in bag 3. Looks like we're mainly focusing on the front of the car here, including building the engine, building out the front wheel wells and the grille, and it looks like that Technic axle is going to be for this silver tubey guy. Lots of little detail parts in this set of bags. I guess that's kind of to be expected since we're doing like the engine and everything, which I'm sure has got all sorts of details. For example, I'm noticing these silver 1x2 tiles with printing on them. Got a bunch of those here. And I'm hoping, since we're working on the front, that means we also get to work on the rotating license plate mechanism, because that should be cool. In fact, it looks like that's what we're hopping over to right now. Fantastic. Hey, Ignika. It's good to see you, or hear from you. It has been a while, hasn't it? Alright, yeah, so we just built this little Technic mechanism. I don't think it looks like much right now, but once we install it here, so you can see now we have our lever or shifter in the driver's compartment. You can see it is moving this around. So I'm sure we're going to keep building that up. Yeah, so now we're going to work on the whole front grille, which has got some good Technic bits in it, I see, and has the whole license plate frame. That mechanism is going to actuate. This is interesting, you know, you see a minifig seat piece and you're like, oh, it's a seat. But in this case, it looks like we're using it on some snot brackets as part of the grille to give us like an interesting kind of shaping here. And yeah, we're making use of this fence piece being able to be used as a snot piece as well. Actually, no, we're not. I'm just not following the directions properly. I do remember back in the day when like that headlight piece and like these fence pieces were like the only snot parts like in the Lego system, pretty much. If you wanted to build stuff with some weird geometry, you had to find a way to use one of those. So we got a new piece in drum lacquered silver. It's a 3-module Technic beam. So I assume this is going to be visible in the final model, and that's why it is the drum lacquer. That's a pretty beautiful part in that color. Really cool to see that. Where'd my other pin go? Where did you roll off to? Or did I not take out 2? Pretty sure I grabbed 2. Let's see if there's another one. Oh, maybe I didn't grab 2. Oh, nope, there it is. Tricky Lego parts. So maybe it's just me and my OCD, but like putting this piece on, this drum lacquered silver, that I think is going to be part of the bumper. Wanted to make sure that I put the nice smooth edge out, because the other edge has the little molding mark on it from where it connects to the sprue. Kind of makes it look a little ugly there. So I'm like, yeah, let's put that in the back where no one's going to see it. Sometimes it's just like hashtag little things that keep me up at night. Alright, now I get to do the license plate. So it is how tall is this? Like 1 by 1 by 3 brick. We're going to be putting a sticker on every side of that for the license plate. And that will be so it can spin around. Hey there, Dylana. Welcome. So there's our license plates. Again, I'm not sure what they all reference. I'm guessing, I feel like this one, 6789. I was going to say it might be like a Lego set number, but 6789 is just in order. LU might be like the set designer's initials or something. And obviously we've got James Bond, 007. No idea what this is, 4711 EA62. Would love to know. And BMT 216A, what these little Easter eggs are for. Alright, so yeah, apparently that little seat mechanism is to hold our license plates. And so now you can see that those are going to be able to spin around. I saw you roll away this time. Tricky little Technic pin. Alright, so then we have the Technic half pin in there, and that is going to go on our little 1x1 round plate with the bar. So it just kind of goes in there, and that goes down, and now this is firmly in place. See, I thought though that there was going to be a mechanism to rotate this, but it looks like it's just going to be rotated by hand, which then makes me wonder what our mechanism in here is going to be for. Finish out the bumper, some more lovely drum lacquered parts. Got some more macaroni connectors and 1 module Technic beams. Alright, now, looks like we're doing something with our little mechanism. So there's that. Presumably that's going to connect, yep, to this guy. And then pop this into place. Alright. So you can see we've got these white click hinge pieces. And so when we pull back on our shifter, you can see they rotate. So I assume that's going to be our mechanism. So something's going to spin out, maybe like there's guns that come up out of the middle or something. Alright, so it looks like now that mechanism is done, we're kind of finishing up on the engine compartment here before we actually make the engine. Alright, so our engine compartment shaping up pretty nicely. Still a lot of like yellow and red showing off. I'm sure that'll get covered up. And you can see we got these two jumpers in here. I'm assuming are going to be used to attach the engine at a particular offset. Hey there, BFA home. Welcome. Get tired of arguing about lug bulk parts? Wow, time snuck up on me. We're got about 5 more minutes left that we'll stream tonight. And then we'll leave it for Sunday to wrap things up. You know, sometimes just get so into the build, Time just flies by. So this is kind of interesting here on the sides. We've got two of these 1x4 bricks with the track in it. And you can see that yellow clip in there. So presumably we're going to be sliding something there that's going to clip in to add a nice little detail on the sides of the car. Alright, so it looks like the next step is to build the engine. So I think that'll probably be where we wrap up tonight, as we'll build this bad boy. And then pick a giveaway winner for tonight. See who that's going to be. And then say hasta mañana. Time is definitely a valuable thing. That's one of those things that it's, you know, a little cliche, but everyone says it because it's true. Cliche because it's true, maybe. That, you know, the older you get, the more you value your time. The more you look back at, you know, all those hours spent on a Bionicle message board in your youth. And we're like, what was I doing? Not really. Like maybe a little bit, but definitely don't regret those hours spent on BZPower. Definitely lots of time spent doing things that were ultimately not very productive. That maybe I do wish I had spent a little more wisely, but not BZPower. Alright, can see our engine starting to take shape. Nice and asymmetric, so that's pretty sweet. Right, and then a piece maybe you expected to see in a James Bond set. Classic 6-shooter revolver from Wild West. Don't think we're quite using it for its original purpose, though. So we're putting it in these 1x2 snot bricks. To kind of represent part of the engine of our Aston Martin here. Presumably it's supposed to be like an inline 6 engine based on the fact that there's 6 of these revolvers. And then 6 of these round plates with a bar on them. And then all this goes and pops into here. Just trying to make sure I get the stud offset right there. Alright, then we gotta connect our hose. Our shiny hose from before. And that will probably be about it. Alright, so yeah, let me go put up our giveaway link. Chat will go away on the stream, but you can still obviously chat on Twitch. These hoses are always so much fun to connect. There's that. All right, that looks like that's a good spot to stop, because now we're moving on to some of the structure again. So yeah, we got our engine in here. So pretty cool details there. Looks nice and beefy and powerful. We built our doors tonight, so those both open. And then on the driver's side door, there's a secret compartment with a phone, because this car is from like the 60s when cell phones didn't exist. And we've got our steering wheel in here. Does not turn the wheels, just for decoration. You've got our secret spy tracker. So normally you just have those events showing, and then you turn the gear, and the little GPS, proto GPS locator. And then we have our shifter in here. And when we turn that, you can see up front that our mechanism here moves. Not quite sure what that's going to be for just yet, but tomorrow night we'll figure that out. And we've got our license plates that you can rotate through. So a slightly manual process, but hey, still a cool little feature on there. And then from last time, we still have our ejector seat mechanism. No ejector seat yet. So when you pull back, you can see that part goes up, which is going to be for pulling back the roof. And then when you let go, the bottom part in here flips up, and that will shoot off the actual seat. So yeah, definitely starting to look like a car. We still have a mechanism back here, this Technic beam, that can kind of move around when you turn one of the exhaust pipes. So we'll have to see tomorrow what that does for us. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. It's definitely a lot of fun. See who our winner for tonight is going to be. Jackson, congratulations, you won a First Order Stormtrooper buildable figure. So we'll be getting in touch with you and get you that prize. And yeah, we'll see you guys all tomorrow night, same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, same place, twitch.tv/BZPower. And finish up our lovely Aston Martin here, make it look like a real car. All right, thanks everyone. Have a wonderful evening.